drive home run off the bat of Ryan Ward. His 13th home run of the season. Driller's third homer of the night, and it's now a 4-1 lead for Tulsa.
Hey, my name's Ryan Ward. I'm from Millbury, Massachusetts. I play baseball for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and I attended Bryant University for school.
Ryan Ward with a circuit clout. His 8th of the year.
Ryan Ward was a gifted athlete and baseball player as soon as he took the field when he was very young. In Millbury, Massachusetts, producing elite-level athletic talents has never come around too often. But as Ryan got older, making his way to the Millbury High School varsity baseball program, he was ready to change that narrative. With doing this, he still wanted to make sure he was staying true to what it's really all about.
But even then, still playing with all my friends, I never really paid attention to who was the best, who was that. I was just having fun, playing the game, creating relationships with all the older kids. And the only thing that really changed was my work ethic. I decided okay, maybe I do have a chance to make a career out of this or go to college for this. So I quit all the other sports. I quit hockey, I quit golf. I still played golf as a hobby, but hockey was done. I just dedicated all my winters, all my off season, all the in-season time, all to baseball. Started taking it really seriously and kind of went all in with it.
Then as Ryan progressed through high school, it was evident that he would be going to the Division I level, as his numbers and stats were simply off the charts. Hitting over 500 and striking out just one single time his whole senior season, Ryan would undoubtedly leave Millbury as the best player in their school's history. And through all else, Ryan needed a mentor, someone to be always there for him as support. Ryan's father, Carl, was always there throughout the course of his childhood and still to this day when it comes to sports, baseball, and life.
My dad for sure. My dad grew up playing baseball. He played in college, and he's a very sports-driven person, so I grew up playing the game. I grew up around baseball. I grew up around sports, and I kind of just fell in love with it because of him. Coming out of high school, I always wanted to go play Division I baseball in a southern school. Some of my dream schools were South Carolina, Texas Tech, at Kentucky for a little bit, Duke. I had some big hopes. Granted, I came from a small town, so I didn't really get the looks that I was looking for, but I ended up going to visit Bryant and fell in love with them and their staff and their facilities. There was a smaller school, class sizes were smaller, which was something that I thought I needed education-wise, and it just felt like the perfect fit, so that's where I decided to go. When I went to Bryant, it was the first tour that I was going to do. I went with my parents. We kind of did it just to see how the recruiting process was working. I had no intentions of going to Bryant at all. Just kind of was this is too close to home. This isn't where my dream is. So we went, met Coach O. He brought us around. He brought us to the field, brought us through all the classrooms, brought us through all the gyms and the student facilities, all that stuff. And by the time we left, I actually said to my parents when we were driving away, this is where I'm coming. It was a complete change. It was the only school I ever toured, and I made my decision right there when we left.
But when his freshman season started, just 10 games in, Ryan faced a major setback after getting just a taste of what the collegiate level of play would feel like.
Third weekend, went to Liberty. I dove for a fly ball in left field, broke my wrist, ended up having to have surgery, put a screw in it. I missed 11 months. So I got to sit there all year and just watch and learn.
Ryan knew he had to make the best out of an unfortunate situation. Making sure he was back the next season at top form was the priority at stake. He'd reclassify, giving him a chance to replay the year he missed due to injury.
After that redshirt freshman year, that's when I kind of started to know MLB teams are noticing you. My coaches started talking to me about hey, you're drawing some attention, you might have a chance at this. And then one of the things that offseason that my coaches helped me with was the fact that yes, I had a lot of hits and I had a lot of average the year before, but I didn't show much power, and to get drafted, usually power has to come into play. So I had to really hit the weight room hard, make some swing adjustments, and try to get some more elevation and power in my swing. And leading into that redshirt sophomore year, I ended up breaking the school record for home runs. My swing changed, everything felt better. I dropped a little bit in average, but I gained a lot more power. So it was a little give and take, but I was okay with that, and ultimately it ended up leading to me getting drafted.
And there it is, number 100 on the year for Ryan Ward, who goes right up the middle with it. A 2-out base runner. And with that hit, he ties Keith Stedbauer and Sean Allaire, both of CCSU, for the all-time NEC single-season record with an even...
So yeah, redshirt sophomore season end. I knew the draft was coming. I had done a lot of interviews with scouts and new scouts were at games while I was in college, and draft day was here. I had a small little get-together just with my family in the house, and that was probably the most stressful day of my entire life. I mean, it was a roller coaster of emotions, not knowing what was going to happen, when it was going to happen, if it was going to happen. And I actually ended up finding out from we were streaming it on my TV upstairs, so we were a little behind, and my buddy texted me and said, "Congrats, buddy."
Dodgers select Ryan Ward, left fielder from Bryant University.
Yeah, Ryan Ward out of Millbury, Massachusetts, coming from Bryant University.
Overall, continues to hit, walks more than strikeouts. He does have some power. We'll see against better competition, in velocity, but we'll see probably a left fielder when all is said and done, which will put some pressure on the bat to work against the next level of pitching.
Okay, that's Ryan Ward going to the Los Angeles Dodgers. We move on to the Chicago.
So I looked at my phone and I was like, "What's he talking about?" I texted him back and he said the Dodgers. And we looked up on the screen and LA was on the clock, so we all started kind of getting giddy, and then sure enough, LA picked me and called me directly after that moment. So 2 days after the draft, I packed my bags and I was shipped out to Arizona. Didn't know anyone that I was going with, didn't know anyone that was going to be there. I was completely on my own. Showed up, got there, met the other draft guys from my class that went to the Dodgers as well. I'm more of a shy person, so it was a little hard for me to start making friendships and everything. Spent a week there, still didn't really understand the whole process of what was going on. Spent a week there, and then they shipped me out to Ogden, Utah to go play in their rookie ball league. And when I got there, that's finally when I was able to start finding some relationships, get more comfortable with my surroundings, with my teammates, become friends.
Ryan later would move up to the Dodgers Single-A affiliate, the Great Lake Loons. He'd put together a great season, hitting .278 with 27 home runs. He was well on his way up the prospect ladder. Most say the minor leagues are treacherous, but Ryan has always made the most of it.
Next pitch, and it is railed high and deep to right field. Ryan Ward, kiss it goodbye. A 3-run home run.
Yeah, so although we're not in the major leagues, we still get a lot of attention. We have fans coming out to every single game. We have kids that we sign autographs for. We have fun in the locker room. We travel all over the place. And don't get me wrong, the minor leagues is an absolute grind. It's all bus rides, and there's some long bus rides, but we love it. We just come together as a team. The fans that are at every game, especially on July 4th weekend, that's the best weekend to play baseball. Places are packed, there's fireworks after, and fans are always into the game too. It's not like they're just at the game just to be at a baseball game and go on their phones and everything. They understand the game, they understand what's happening, and they can get loud and rowdy, and it's an unreal experience, and I love every second of it.
From there, Ryan moved up the ranks and would now be playing for the AA affiliate Tulsa Drillers. This would be a true test, as many other MLB franchises have their prize prospects playing in AA as well. Ryan would now be matched up against the best of the best.
Line drive home run. A high deep fly ball to right field. And this one is long on into the night. Home run ties the
pitch. Ball is hit well towards left center. And it's over the head. Blair taking off, and it's smacked through the hole. It's short.
is Outman, and he slides in safely. Phillips down in the first pitch of the sixth inning. Ryan Ward drives one deep to center field, and this one is gone. Swing the ball line down the right field line. Deep into the corner. Gone. Home run.
Driven deep in the air to left center field. Grave is back towards the warning track. That ball is off the top of the wall. And
The ball lined into left field. That's a base hit, maybe more.
Jump from rookie ball to AA was probably the hardest jump I think I've ever had to do in my life. I mean, you're playing against top prospects from every team. You're playing against probably the future Hall of Famers. Once they get to the big leagues, you're playing against dudes who are born to be playing baseball, and it's a grind. I mean, it's an awesome experience. It's cool to be able to get in the box and face a Jack Leiter, who's the #1 prospect in baseball. It's cool to get in the box or have guys on your team who are, you know, they're destined for the big leagues, and like watch how they work, watch how they prepare.
Swinging a high fly ball hit to right. Cabrera's going back to the wall, and it is gone. Home run. Ryan Ward now is the home run leader in the Texas League. Undisputed leader right now with his 24th home run.
So being on the Dodgers it can be tough mentally sometimes. I mean, they're probably one of the top 3 farm systems in Major League Baseball, and I would say probably top 2, top 3 Major League Baseball teams. I mean, it's a brand known all over the world. LA Dodgers is just a thing. The future is kind of uncertain right now. It's either probably go back to AA, which I spent all year last year, and hopefully start off at a hot start and get myself moved up to AAA pretty quickly, or I could potentially start in AAA this year, which is one phone call away from a full dream come true, making it to the big league. So I think that just really dedicating myself, getting in the right headspace, and grinding away at this year is going to be a huge year for me, and just to see what happens.
Ryan continues to beat the odds. Once a kid from a small town, now to being this close away from playing for one of the greatest sports organizations in the world. Don't be surprised if you see Ryan on your TV very soon.